Alright, this is what I'm going to be making, spinach ricotta pie. It has a very savory recipes. Hope you guys are going to love this. I already preheated the oven for 400 degrees Fahrenheit. You want to make sure the oven will be nice and hot. We're going to start with the pie crust, with the pie pastry shells. You want to take about 9-inch deep dish pie pastry shells. To blind bake those, what you want to do, you want to take your fork, poke on the bottom of your pie shells. You want to make sure don't want to get any puffs all over. I'll poke all the way on the bottom of the pie shells. Now the next thing, you want to take a parchment paper. I just cut it into the fit size circles. Want to lay it down. You want to take your pie wedge and arrange it onto the parchment paper. I'm going to use the whole almonds. This might be very strong fit size. You can substitute with uncooked rice or even the dry beans. You want to place it onto the cookie sheet, has been lined with parchment paper. You're going to bake this one first for 14 minutes. I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks. It just blind baked for first. When it's after 14 minutes, you're going to take it out of the oven. You're going to remove the pie wedge with the parchment paper. Can you see that? It's almost getting turned nice and toast. You want to brush with some beaten egg whites on the bottom and sides of almost baked. That allows to prevent from the sogginess. Just brush it on the bottom and the sides. Like I said, it prevents from sogginess. Now when you just brush it with the egg whites, you want to return it back for a second for 6 more minutes. And you're going to make sure keep an eye on it in the oven. Always have to make sure to wear oven mitts while the pie shell is still hot. It is about for 6 more minutes. I did it for 9 minutes only. I put like 14 or 15 minutes for first blind baking, and I just put it 6 or 9 minutes. When it's just after, it's about additional 6 more minutes, or even about 9. I just already took out for the oven to keep it warm, and just set it inside while preparing for the filling. And also, I reduced the oven to low for 375 degrees. I usually reduce the temperature to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to do for the filling. In a separate bowl, I'm going to put 15-ounce tub of poly-O original ricotta cheese. You can also drain off the excess liquid if you can, but it doesn't really matter. Let's put that right into this. I'm also going to put 3/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. I'm going to add 1 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, half teaspoons of each of the kosher salt, and ground black pepper. Now I just beat 2 large eggs and 10 ounces of frozen chopped spinach has been already thawed, and squeeze it off with the excess water to dry, because I don't want the pies really too soggy. We want to make sure it can be nice and evenly well. I usually drain off the frozen and thawed spinach using with a cheesecloth. That way it's really easy to squeeze it over with your hands. I'm going to combine 8 of those together. We're going to make sure to stir well, really incorporate. Alright, now we're going to assemble for the pie. You want to take your pie shells almost getting baked over, pour the filling right in. Get that level over. I'm going to use the backward spoon to spread it very evenly. We're going to return it back in the oven to continue to bake as we reduce it for 375 degrees for 40 minutes. I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks. Alright, the pie is just ready for it. I'm just going to turn this off the timer and let me take it out of here. And I'm going to put this on the wire rack to get this to rest. See, the pie is going to be, smells great. This pie has been completely finished. I just took it out from the oven. You want to just let it rest for 20 minutes before you're going to serve. You're going to use the toothpick to insert it into the center of the pie, and it comes out clean. So here's the optional. Before baking the pie in the oven, you can also add any shapes of cut up pie dough on top of the spread filling, then brush it with egg wash onto the cut up shapes to make it nice and shiny golden brown. I'm using with a star shaped cookie cutter like I have here. Or you can arrange the shapes of cut up pie dough onto the cookie sheet like I'm going to use it for, and brush it with some egg wash on top of those. I'm going to use it with the egg whites. Now I just already reduced the temperature for 350 degrees. Gonna make sure it will be nice and evenly well. I'm going to bake those shapes for 12 to 15 minutes. Gonna keep an eye on it in the oven. Here we are, guys. After it's about 12 to 15, I took it out from the oven, cool it on the wire rack for 8 minutes, and you want to stick it, the shapes on the baked pie, that might be for the decorations. Well, here we are, guys. Almost for decorations. Now let's put the last shapes on top of the pie, just to make a little incision for the decorative, and voila. And here's the finished spinach ricotta pie. Look how savory it was. I usually decorate some stars on top of the pie just to make a little decision for some decorations. If you're interested for more recipes, write me in the comments below if you want to say something. Want to make sure to view all videos before sharing. Always have to give it a big thumbs up for A1. As always, enjoy. Are you a fan of our videos? Be sure to subscribe to Worldwide Campus News and Entertainment. Then ring the bell to see all notifications about the new videos and the latest video.